Hello and good day, dear customers. Welcome to our hawo Academy. My name is Dirk Finkenrath, and on today's tutorial we'll be presenting software upgrading via USB stick and another possibility via SD memory card. The topic will be presented on our Sela hawo 950 NanoPak. However, the exactly identical procedure applies for our top model HM4000. For such a USB upgrade, the following is required: a PC or laptop with internet connection, a browser window, and an empty USB stick. We are going to start with accessing the hawo homepage. So we type in www.hawo.com, enter, and you can see our homepage. Now, an additional setting shall be verified. It's the language setting, German or English. We choose now English. In a split second, the page is being reloaded, and now we look for the menu Healthcare, Vent sealers, hawo 950 NanoPak, as we want to do a software upgrade for the NanoPak, then More, and the individual NanoPak page is being loaded. We scroll down until we find an entry Downloads. We open Downloads or expand the menu, use the drop-down menu, and find here NanoPak Software Update. Please press the button or activate the button Download. On my system, I'm asked whether or not I want to save those files. Saving files is here, and I say OK. And in my browser window, I can find the current download status. Download is already completed. The files come packed in a so-called zip format, and I can access now where this file has been downloaded. As it is a packed file, I'm going to unpack it. So on my computer, this is a context menu, and I can use 7-zip, and I say unpack, and I unpack locally. So the files will be unpacked, and I get a folder Update Files NanoPak that I can access. And now you can find here a folder Fonts, Firmware Upgrade, hawo Service, System and Upgrade, containing the actual new software file, as well as a little file showmouse.txt. And we will be marking all of them. Copy, use our USB stick, access our USB stick drive, and say paste. Files are being copied, are now here on our drive E. So I have created my own upgrade stick. Upgrading starts now with a machine that is connected to its main power supply, is fully operational, has completed its booting procedure and is presenting the home screen. We use the upgrade USB stick and connect it to an available or free USB slot, and the machine will provide us with a message, with a notification that it has recognized the USB stick. Accordingly, equally will be asked whether or not we want to activate now the Datamatic function, and we decline this and say no. The recognized USB stick is now indicated here via a little icon. So our starting situation is the home screen. The USB stick icon is indicated. In this case, we have the machine in front of us showing the so-called standard mode, a simplified user interface providing the most relevant functions at a glance. Alternatively, it could be advanced mode, but this is recommended for advanced users. And the next step is verification of the current software version here in operating data, and currently we see version 4.02.19 with a corresponding firmware version of 10.374.04.01. It's absolutely required or imperative that software version and firmware version are a match. Please make sure that the required firmware version applies. In our case or scenario, this is the case, and we can continue. Upgrade is being started by choosing the settings button. Then we either scroll to page 7 or choose page 7 directly, and on page 7 you find here the update icon. Please activate it and then use the service password 29815 and confirm here by the green hook or tick. This is the upgrading menu, and currently it is mentioned available. However, it's always safe to press the button search update, especially when it is mentioned not available. So search update, but the status doesn't change. As we want to do a software upgrade, we press the button available and the upgrade procedure will start fully automatically. So button has been activated. Updating procedure is starting. And as you can see, the update is completed. The device will do an automatic reboot, and this will take approximately a minute and a half when the system resumes. Update is now completed, booting is completed, and the machine is doing an automatic monitoring check. When the check is completed, the machine will recognize, of course, again the USB stick, but we won't use the Datamatic function at the moment. And now we can verify on our system operating data that our software version has now been updated to a version 22, which is currently, the time of this video, the most recent version. As we wanted to clear the memory or set the machine back to default values, we will of course have to access the settings menu. Then we have the choice of either sliding the menus or going directly to menu page number 7. And here, top right corner, we have default. Please enter the service password 29815 and confirm by the green tick. Then you get a safety notification that the machine is set back to default values, whether you would like to confirm, and we confirm, and set the machine back to default here, and everything further will be done fully automatically. And as you can see, when setting to default is being completed, the machine is executing a new booting procedure and will welcome you with the home screen when booting is being completed. As you can see, the machine is doing again a monitoring check, verifying temperature, sealing pressure and sealing speed, and when completed, the original screen is shown again, whether it was, like in this case, in standard mode or advanced mode. Updating via SD memory card change will require the following: a fully operational sealing device, hawo 950, that is currently connected to its power supply, an SD memory card and screwdrivers. As the system is currently running, we will of course have to switch it off first. To do so, we press the on-off switch and wait for the display notification whether or not we would like to switch off the device. We confirm, and the machine will then go through its shut down procedure. The next step is of course disconnecting the device from its power supply and also disconnecting the transformer from the sealing device so that we are sure that no more power supply is present. To start with, we will have to take the top cover off. Top cover is held by 2 fixation screws, one here, one here. So we use a Phillips screwdriver. Take out screw number 1, screw number 2, place them somewhere safe and lift the casing. As you can see, casing is now lifted, however held on either side in those side panels, lateral casing parts, and I will use a flat screwdriver and just go in between the casing and the side panel to unlock the casing from the side panels. When lifting the casing up, please be careful as there is a display cable involved. Depending on machine version, there might be an additional fixation point here on our presentation machine. This has been disconnected already. And now it's possible to place the casing gently behind the machine in order to gain access to the main control unit, to the inside of the machine, and replace the SD memory card accordingly. The next step involves now taking the memory card out of its card slot. So we will try to do this now. Please be gentle with those memory cards and replace it with the new one, with the one that you have prepared and that has the new software version installed. So again, we must slide it into its card slot and make sure that it sits firmly. As the memory card has now been installed, we must fit the top casing again. To do so, we make sure that the display cables on both ends are still properly connected. So we check the plug. Then we remember that the display cable had either a fixation point where applicable, however, in most cases must be aligned along this metal guide here and then fitted underneath this edge here, slightly into the side panel. A last look that everything is nicely orientated. Also this white component here orientated flat to come onto this metal assembly underneath. So we align now the casing to fit in each of the side panels, and then we slide the casing over the rear edge and make sure that it fits nicely. Then we install again our fixation screw number 1, followed by fixation screw number 2. The machine must be checked, so we reconnect its transformer, we reconnect it to its mains supply, we switch the device on and wait for the booting procedure to be completed. Thank you for participating in this video tutorial, and hopefully we'll meet again in one of our next tutorials.